everybody. Welcome to The Right Side. I'm Doug Billings. I've got an old friend of mine, an old best buddy of mine, Zeke Montana. He's with us today. He's a famous Kansas City radio personality who I've known for, gosh, Zeke, going on 45 years or so. I mean, 40 years at least. How you doing, old friend?
I was 4 years old, and you were graduating high school when we met. So.
It's everything I could do to get you to come out and play. Wow.
Yeah.
Hey,
Douglas.
It's good to see you, Zekeless. I wanted to. I'm sure there's a lot of people besides me who are interested to know what the heck is Zeke Montana up to these days. We haven't heard you on the radio. You were on the Wolf a few days, I guess, filling in last week. But what's going on, man? Tell me what's going on.
Well, as you know, I was with another station, Q104, for 32 years. And actually, you worked there for a short period of time.
Yeah, I did.
Helped me get my foot in the door, actually. And I've been there 32 years. I did mornings there for a little over 17 years. And when my contract was up, I decided I was done at Q104. And at the time, money, I guess, was tight. They didn't want to pay any money to anybody. So I left, and you have to sit out for 6 months and non-compete. And then my non-compete is up, which is good. And I could probably go back on the other. That's why you heard me on the Wolf for a couple of days, just filling in when Cody Allen was gone.
I got you. Yeah, I see. So going back in time a little bit with you and me, you and I actually, in all honesty, we met when we were 17 years old and juniors in high school. We both attended a seminary. We were studying to be Catholic priests. How in the world does Zeke Montana go from studying to be a Catholic priest to one of the top radio personalities in Kansas City? What happened there?
I think what happens is that's where I get all my humor from. You have to, and you got to run fast. No, not that fast. No, it's interesting. I was great 4 years of my life. I went to high school seminary, like you said. I graduated, but I decided I didn't want to go on and be a priest. Although, I think I could do pretty good on the old homily side, probably sometimes, a lot better than some of these other guys do. These cassock wearers, as we like to say.
Right.
Yeah. And then, of course, I think I've always kind of had a little bit of a sense of humor, but probably, when you're that age in the seminary, you really do have to laugh. It's a different experience, as you know, living on campus, and you get to go home on weekends. So I was kind of homesick for a while.
I remember listening to you back in the day. You were railed upon a lot by your co-hosts at Q104 about the seminary, about our Academy Award party and the things that went on. And I guess you do have to laugh at those things. I mean, to the outside world, it looks a bit weird, I bet. Considering
the Academy Award party started out with like 25 people, and it was co-ed with spouses, and it ended up being 3 guys going it the last few years. So.
Crazy. It is. Yeah. It's when you look back at Q104, Zeke, what are some of the thoughts, your top 2 or 3 really best moments at Q? What kind of memories do you take away from that?
Well, I got to at one time sing on stage with Toby Keith. I got to sing Willie Nelson's part of Here for My Horses, which I didn't know I was going to do until the very last minute, which was probably one of the highlights. The other highlight was I got to sing the national anthem at a Chiefs game in front of the crowd there, which to me was, again, a lifetime type thing. And then getting to meet, the artists is a huge thing. Getting to meet the artists and talk to our listeners. I just love that.
So I agree. I've followed you for a long time, obviously known you for a long time. I see some of your Facebook posts with celebrities. What are 2 or 3 of the really genuinely nice people? And then on the other side of that coin, what are some of the real jackasses in that world?
Mm-hmm. Genuinely nice. Let's start there. Keith Urban, a genuinely nice fellow. And I mean, he's a huge star. So it's kind of like the bigger they are, the nicer they are, you would think. Blake Shelton, just a nice, funny guy. What you see is what you get with Blake. Reba was so nice. Reba McEntire, so nice.
And you don't have
Rascal Flats, those guys.
You don't have to
What's
go out on
that?
a limb with the Jackasses. You don't have to answer that part of it if you feel uncomfortable with it. But it's good to hear that those big names are really nice
Really
people.
good people, yeah, and there's some people that weren't all that nice, and maybe it's because my humor offended them or whatever, and when you go around talking like Luke Bryan to Luke Bryan, maybe he doesn't think that's so funny. So I don't know. But no, I'm just saying it's been a thrill to meet all those people. Really.
I bet it
Well,
was.
and 90% of them are very nice. Very
Good, good. And you got to go to some of the award shows along the way too, didn't you?
That was fun with the ACMs, the CMAs. I'd never been to an award show, and it's basically like going to a concert where you see 19 of your favorite acts performing.
Great.
It's really very, very cool. Yeah.
Well, any news about anything that you can share with us about what it looks like for your full-time return to Kansas City Radio? Anything that you can share at all about that?
I would love to say that I should have been on the radio by now, but when COVID hit, people, radio stations and all, they got to tighten their belt. So I don't know when I'm going to be on again. I don't know when I'm going to be on full time, but I guarantee I'm at it awful hard right now. So I want to come out of the retirement that I was in, the self-imposed retirement. I'm ready to go. I'm sitting here talking to myself sometimes, telling myself jokes, and it's just not the same. It's just really, especially the old jokes I tell. I've heard them all before.
Right. You can't be your own best audience.
What does your shirt say?
Oh, this is Hoft, Homes for Our Troops. I was involved with a charity organization that helped to build homes for members of our military who were wounded and couldn't otherwise afford housing. So we helped build some homes for the troops.
Very, very nice. Way to go. And I'll tell you what, Doug, I've been listening to The Right Side, your podcast, and I'm very impressed. You make some great points, very good points, and enjoy listening to it, buddy.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Hey, before we wind up here, is there anything you want to tell your fans in Kansas City? I know there's a lot of them wondering about you and wondering how you're doing. As we close out here, is there anything you want to say to them?
I just want to let them know I do not have COVID, the COVID-19, but I am sitting here with just a shirt on. All I'm saying.
Well, that's what they say. Always leave them wanting more. Thank you. Hey, Zeke, my brother, my friend, thank you for taking the time to talk with me. I appreciate it. Love you, man. Talk to you later.
Love you too, buddy. See you.
All right. So long.